Welcome back, everyone. We're doing a reaction. Woo! Not any reaction. Doing an SCP reaction, man. I've done it in a while. Alright, so we're reacting to the Robert. You already know. He's really good and everything. Plus, he's one of the top SP YouTubers doing the animation. I am going to try to, reach out more other YouTubers that does, SCP animations. There's some channels that actually copyright you and everything. The Robert, I know 100% doesn't. I always been reacting to him and stuff. I always like him. We reacted to his SCP-001, The Factory, SCP animation. I gave it time for, him to get at least, a day or two. Okay, you guys already know I want to, take anything in the spotlight. Even though I'm a small channel, it doesn't matter. But hey, go support him. The original in the description. If I get one more subscriber for him, that would be fire. And yeah, let's actually get it started. So you guys already know. There's a lot. Okay, most of you wouldn't know. There's multiple SCP-001. So this one they're doing the factor, which I do not know this one.
Viewer discretion is advised. The factory is the place where goods were made. Extraordinary goods that bend the laws of physics.
Okay.
Goods that were produced under tears, sweat, and blood. A place where a group of men started an organization that would go on and keep these objects in check. A history of violence and human folly.
That's tough.
But it will never be written up. It was a choice made early on in the creation of the Foundation. A researcher searched within the Foundation seeking for the origins and found himself in front of an O5.
Okay.
He dug deep enough.
He has no arms, so there's O5 no arms? Like, can he move stuff with his mind or something?
Past the angel with the flaming sword. And now you found yourself intrigued by the factory, the O5 said to him. So here it is, plain and simple, straight from the horse's mouth. This is the story of an O5 council member, a story about the factory. The factory is SCP-001. Hello everybody, I'm the Rubber. Today we bring you a SCP Foundation
tale,
one of the many proposals of SCP-001.
I haven't heard too many of tales, you know what I mean? Like tale classes.
The factory. The factory was built in 1835, known as Anderson Factory.
Okay.
It was named after an industrialist named James Anderson. It was the largest factory yet designed and built in America. A good mile at its widest, 3 stories tall throughout, with a special 7-story tower by the front gate that Anderson lived in. It was designed to be the ultimate factory.
Okay, I like that. That's fire though. Like they're like in a corridor. Fire. Soon, my card opening videos are gonna come back. Packs opening.
Of taking care of everything, including the housing of workers. People could be born, work, live, and die without ever leaving the confines of the factory. It was almost like a small city, where people lived and breathed and worked. And worked they did, on everything from cattle raising and slaughtering to textiles, to everything else under the sun. What people didn't know was that James Anderson worshipped Satan. What was known was that
he's one of these people.
He was very particular in the building of his factory, and in the placement of the machinery within it. Survivors claimed the floor was engraved with arcane symbols that were only visible when blood flowed across them.
Okay.
But then again, rumors are bound to surface in a place where people lived and mingled. Anderson made his money on the blood and sweat, and sometimes body parts of the lower class.
Okay.
He thought of them as less than human.
Are you ready to?
But really gonna get an ad like that? I didn't even know we're getting an ad. You guys already know about ads. If I might get paid at least a single penny. I'm not gonna show the every volume, you guys already know. Alright, we're back.
He thought of them as less than human. Nobody knew about his predilections at the time, and so people flocked to the factory in search of work in times when job opportunities were scarce. Plus, a place to both work and live at the same time. Well, of course people wanted in. Never mind the harsh hours, working conditions, and the sadistic security.
You get a whole place to sleep, but I don't know, man.
They were forced to work 16 hours a day, only ever stopping on Sundays. Instead of having individual rooms, the workers share rooms with other people, sleeping in shifts of 3.
Hell no.
If any of the workers was injured in the course of duty, which most people were, they were expected to just keep working.
Man, that's tough.
Anyone too injured to work was dragged off by security and never to be seen again. For 40 years, the factory cranked out all types of things: meat, clothes, and weapons. Never mind that the beef might be mixed with human.
Okay.
That's the theory of where the injured workers went to. And the dye for the clothes, especially the red ones, human blood. The situation didn't change until somebody got out. The worker who got out managed to meet with the president.
Okay.
And in 1875, he enlisted the aid of a high-ranking military captain. He was given an assignment to investigate the factory.
Hey, one of the boys escaped and went to the president. Okay, I see, but what was gonna happen? Like, watch it like when they go inside, everything is normal. Like it changed, like shifts and all that.
And put a stop to it. He gathered his men and went in loaded for bear. The captain had seen the most abominable acts behind the theater of war, but nothing compared to the horrors he saw in the factory. People chained to the line, living ones next to the dead, and damn hard to tell which was which. Children working inside tight machine spaces. Sometimes another child would be ordered to get in there. To do what, you ask? To scour the flesh from their bones by their brake wheels and cogs, of course. The men went in the factory without much issue, until Anderson's creations showed up. He had been taking the injured workers and experimenting.
They get like zombies, yeah.
Men with multiple arms.
Oh hell nah, yo, kill him fire. Oh hell, definitely not one. Oh hell nah, man. This one look like this is like a slow type. This one looks like he'll kill you like in 2 seconds.
After waves of not quite living creatures, many good men were lost that night. 150 men went in and only 93 survived.
Damn.
When they finally found Anderson in his office, unfazed by their presence, the men hung him from the tower window with his own entrails.
Okay.
As he died, he laughed. It doesn't matter. You think this will be over when I'm dead?
Okay.
You can kill me all you like, but the factory, my factory, will go on and on and on.
Oh, this would be a great movie though. I'm not gonna lie. Someone make a movie
and
like an SCP movie. Fire.
The men spent a week cleaning the factory, freeing the workers, putting down things they found in the lightless rooms within the basements. They tried to make sense of the things they found, sorted and stocked them in a house nearby. That marked the first encounter with anomalous objects.
Okay.
Toy guns that shot real bullets. A yo-yo that would flay the skin of anyone it touched. Hammers that only worked on human flesh.
Really, son? Really? A toy gun that shoots your bullet. A yo-yo which just tears your flesh if it touches in contact. And then a hammer that doesn't work on nails, only on human.
A breed of skeletal horse that ran faster than anything the men had ever seen. Cloaks that seemed woven from the night itself.
I mean, that's night. That's fire right here. There. That is. I'll take that right there. That made me invincible. That's fire.
Which allowed men to gain access to another dimension.
Never mind. You can keep it. I do not want that. I do not want that. Horrible. Never mind.
Some thought these objects must be miracles sent from God. Holy relics to be worshipped.
Oh, nah, boy. Demons.
Some, on the other hand,
Satan.
These are abominations and should be destroyed. Some wanted to keep making and selling these to the highest bidder, while some thought to just take it to the president and let him decide. The captain himself, however, thought to use the factory as a place to contain these things and find a way to make them work for his fellow men. It didn't take long for infighting to break out. With only 12 people remaining, the captain decided to go through with his plan. It was the beginning of the 05 Council,
that's fine.
the of the Foundation. They were able to acquire backing.
So this, technically, or like, how the Foundation happened or started? There's a SCP-001 factory. I don't know, but it's fire though.
From powerful people through leverages. And then some investments here, a simple invention there. Soon enough, they began to recruit more people.
Fire.
Agents, researchers, operatives. Eventually, they built a city around the factory, which they took to calling Site Alpha. 1911 was when it all went wrong. They realized there was an alien race living among them. It was the only time the Foundation wiped out an entire race of beings, and the captain was responsible for it.
Were they peaceful? I don't even know, man.
The fairies overran the factory, slaughtered the people.
I guess
they shrugged off their weapons like they were nothing.
Damn, that's tough.
The captain watched his comrades die and ran deep into the dark guts of the factory. He was being chased all the way down.
Man, that's tough.
He could hear them behind him, feel their breath upon his neck. He was just barely one step ahead. He came to a door he had never seen before. He opened the door and dived through it, and everything was different inside. He felt safe, like nothing could harm him. The room was dark red. There was a steady thrumming of a gigantic heartbeat. In front of him, the remains of James Anderson. It began speaking with him. The factory.
It's mine, right?
No matter what you did to them, you fed it. You helped it grow.
Okay.
But you see, these fairies, they'll destroy them, and you as well. It laughed at the captain mockingly. It was the first time since the liberation of the factory that he had felt such hopelessness. But I can help you. I can make all this like they never happened. All you need to do is just offer you and your fellow men. He knew it was a bad idea.
He still took it.
At that moment, he saw his friends and family killed by the fairies in flashes of visions.
He's gonna take it.
The captain agreed, and Anderson smiled.
Oh, nah, man.
Once again, the captain found himself alive upon the ramparts, watching the fairies coming down from the hills. He looked around him. The Foundation was alive once more. In their hands were weapons so strong they used them to slaughter the fairies with them.
They look strong. They look like God's weapon or something.
Everywhere the fairies lived,
fire.
they went and slaughtered them.
But hell no, we're not making that deal. What's the catch? Let me know right now. What's the catch right now?
05
Let me know
his decision.
Yeah, let me know.
That they should save some in case that they might ever need them. The captain overruled them. He couldn't afford to take the chance. Soon, they moved away from the factory and shut it down, burying it under tons of rubble.
Okay.
The captain thought he had gotten away from paying the price of accepting Anderson's help. Until one day, he found one of the old toy guns that shot real bullets.
Is he gonna die? Is he gonna die?
The factory knew where he was. All you need to do is just offer you and your fellow men. Anderson's words kept replaying in his head.
So just kill yourself. Wait, does he mean kill yourself and kill your men?
He knew he had to pay the price. The factory needed bodies. They needed someone who didn't matter, someone disposable. Hence, the D-class was established. People were sent in there and never to be heard from again. Sometimes the factory just took anyone on its own, and the people never knew it was coming. It just reached out and took them.
Nah.
They moved their things away and started calling them Special Containment Protocol, which meant that they focused on containing them. They thought they had them tamed, but the captain had realized that they will never tame these things.
That's
Containing
tough.
was the only humanly possible way for them to live alongside
And that's
them.
him?
Remember to check out my new animation channel, The Rubber.
That was actually pretty fire, interesting. It gives like more lore behind it, if it's true though. That's actually interesting. So, but then the fact that it got like, shot down, exploded and crumbled, like, they just rebuild itself. I thought it showed like a image. Let's go back to it. I thought it showed an image where like they destroy the factory or something like that. That's not right here. That's not the factory.
Soon they moved away from the factory and shut it down.
Oh, that's just
burying
rubbish.
it under tons of rubble.
Yeah, see, they like. Okay, so it's just okay. You know what? It did show a picture like it opening a mouth. So alright, but that's fire. So that's one of the 05 the 05 consoles. If I do save this, that guy did transform into one. If you go back over here, as you see, where is he? Right here. It did transform into one.
Containing was the only humanly possible way for them to.
So I guess he's one of the 05 counselors that started everything. Heist is still alive. I guess he's immortal. Maybe the deal. I don't know. But that was fire either way. You guys already know. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button, you know what I mean? Check out my content. I think do pretty good content, Go to 5,000 subscribers. You go to turn on the bell notification and one day early again, which you can go to the comment section first, which brings me to the comment section. You can tell me a game to play. It does not have to be a Roblox game. You can tell me a video to react to, but please link the video down in the comment section. Or you can even say hi or how you doing. I will always reply back to you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's your boy Frame. Out.